Hello, and welcome to Shamrock Talk, the internet's #1 Mother-Son Celtics podcast. I'm your host, Jake Golan, here once again with my mother, Karen Olin.
Hello. New digs in Buenos Aires.
Yes, I've got the new apartment. That was the cause for the delay. Sorry, we had no podcast last week. Everyone was attacking us on social media. Where's the podcast? Where's the podcast? No.
All the fans.
Nobody said that. But
there were a few views.
But someone was thinking it. Someone
waiting.
was thinking it.
They were waiting.
Yeah, they were waiting. So I was moving without internet the first couple of games.
Grab this. Hold on.
Had a friend visiting. Shout out to Aaron. Aaron's a listener. He's here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but I'm caught up-ish now. Kind of some casual viewing. It's hard to watch when I know the result as much. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not, I guess
you gotta not plan to do it the day of and not look at the score. That's what
correct. Yeah, that's what I'll do in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, it was multiple days in a row. It was hard to not, but it's more, I think I'm less like critical.
Yeah.
They miss a shot. I'm like, oh, that is a terrible possession, but I know they win. So it's like,
yeah.
It's hard to be like, oh, like we needed that when like the result.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the first one all the way through. A couple casual viewing on the others, especially the last one with the Pats on. I know you're not as sucked into the Pats, but we took the double Chicago L.
Yep.
Lost to the Bulls, lost to the Bears.
Both tough games.
So yeah, we can get right into it. 4 games on the slate. We've got a lot of catching up to do. 3-1. I mean, if we did this when we were supposed to last week, we'd probably have a lot. Only a glowing result. The last one kind of puts a damper on what's been a good start for the Celtics.
Yes, I can always make some suggestions.
Always fun. All right, so let's start at the beginning.
Sixers.
Opening day, Sixers, Celtics at the TD Garden. Celtics win 126-117. Opening. I didn't prepare high lows. I don't know. So we can do your high lows if you have those.
Jason Tatum defense was my high.
Uh-huh.
He worked so hard that game. It was extremely evident that he came out ready to play. Like I have to say, his rebounding and his defense, it looked that game. We'll get to the later games, but that game, I especially, and even the next one, that was my high. I think his defense, he just came out working, I think, much harder than he did a lot of games last year on defense. So that was my high. My low is, I think Sam Hauser right now is my low, probably for this game too. When they bring him in, they do not utilize him, which drives me crazy. He doesn't play a lot of minutes, but when he's in there, his shooting percentage is excellent up until the last game, and we can go over that. But when he comes in, there are no set plays for him. Like, it's kind of crazy to me. His defense is terrible, or not terrible, but tough. Like they, attack him. But my low would be when he comes in, have a couple kind of set plays for him.
So a little pointer.
Yeah. Get him going. I don't know. So I think that's my low right now.
I guess my on the fly high for that game was actually Blake Griffin. Only 8 minutes, but I think he's like the movement and screens, and I think he just I like the way he's played. So, and we can get into he's had a DMP and some lesser minutes in other games, but 8 minutes. I like the way he played. 0 for 2. Yeah, I don't either. I think
agreed. I don't get why
he moves around the floor, gets rebounds.
A little bit
5
of a
rebounds
role
in 8 minutes. Yeah, I thought he was great. Kind of
much
exactly
better than I
needed.
thought he was going to be. Yeah. Smart,
tough inside.
Not a lot of turnovers. Yeah, he did well rebounding, and if you can do that against Sixers with Embiid, I mean, I think you can do it.
I mean, he might be a little too undersized for that.
No, he did it in the six. Yeah, but I mean, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, that game, I mean, I thought we played
They played great.
very, very
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
The
You can't have a lot of complaints, with the exception of Joel Embiid drives me crazy. His falling down at the slightest tap, I can't even. It is exhausting to watch. The calls that he gets, and actually the second half of the game, I thought the officials did a lot better, and he seemed to be a non. I don't know. That was not an issue. The beginning of the game, the frustration level was so high because he would barely be touched, and bam, down he would go. Like for anything, not off the ball, on the ball. Like he actually drives me crazy. And I just think they're in trouble this year. They're what,
Oh, I
3-1 at
agree.
this point?
1-3.
They play
1-3,
man,
not
1-3.
3-1.
Sorry, yeah, they play old man basketball.
I was
Harden
gonna
and
say the same
Embiid.
thing.
It's like old man
Here's the thing
basketball.
though. I was high. I think I have them in our predictions. I think I have them at 3 in the
Yeah.
East. I was high in them before the year. And one game in, one half in, I was like, oh man, I was wrong. This team is not like like I don't know what I thought they were gonna be, but they're old man basketball is the way to describe it exactly. They're just
they
like
have
clunky. They're so
talent.
clunky.
Those two are very clunky. They have
so
some talent.
Clunky.
And Tyrese Maxey is excellent. He's so
he's really
good, but he plays at a different speed. He's fast. And it's almost like in that game, he had to have Tyrese Maxey time where he just did his thing at a very different speed than the other two do.
Yeah, I would like to see him in a different, correct. Because when you have two guys that are that clunky, it there's no rhythm. There can't be, especially when they're their main two guys. Even if you have a guy like Maxey who plays at a different pace, he can't when you have two guys that don't play at that pace. And Harden's defense is just atrocious still.
Oh
my
so
God.
Terrible. Yeah, I
so
don't
bad.
Yeah. And in this league, you just can't have that.
All off season was like he's in shape. We're gonna ramp it up.
And he is in better shape. He does look
better.
Oh,
agreed.
He does.
Agreed.
But he plays no defense.
Yeah, none. but they talked about you can't even pretend for one game opening night you're gonna try to play defense this year. Craziness. Yeah. I'm already rescinding
and he had 35
predictions on that one.
35 points. So I mean,
he's
definitely
gonna do that. I mean, we fouled him on three pointers in the first quarter.
I know.
So
that
stupid.
Was embarrassing is what it is. But anyway, unless they do something a little bit different, it's going to be a rough year for them. I mean, they'll still do well. It's just going to be tough.
All right, we'll move along. We got enough games to talk about.
Yep.
Game 2 on the road at Miami. Boston wins again, 111-104. Give me your highs. Give me your lows.
I didn't even remember my high here. I didn't really write anything down. Highs and lows.
It was a weird game.
Yeah.
I think thinking about it, my high would just be team basketball. Everyone kind of did their part, and you had Tatum and Brown scored 29 and 28 each. It was like exactly a good Celtics team win that you kind of expect.
My high, I think actually in that one, I think Bonley is very surprising to me. I think he is.
I texted you. He's the new Tice.
Yeah, I think he
Tice.
Is really stepping
undersized,
up, and
play the big guys.
And I think he is gonna. I think he's gonna get a lot of playing time. I just they're gonna work with him, and already I think he's better than he was.
He was like a lottery pick, wasn't he? Coming out of school, I think. Let's see.
Played.
No, he's always had the potential.
Yeah,
I believe he went to Indiana. Correct.
Didn't he play overseas? Wasn't it
Massachusetts guy? Did he?
He
played for the Shanghai Sharks last year.
Yeah, he played overseas. And I think he
was
did very
9th
well.
overall by Charlotte. Only played one season there.
Yeah,
I
think
think
is a big.
He's the new Tice. He is the new Tice.
Yeah.
He gets, and then I figured that out. I texted you that Monday when he got shafted on. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he got shafted on some call.
With the Bulls? Did you see that game? Unbelievable! Like that poor guy. I'm trying. He was.
But that's Tice.
Terrible.
He's the new Tice. Tice used to get the same thing. It's like every call's against him. It's like, come on. He's already undersized enough. Like the refs,
he had
just make it worse.
Tough calls in the Bills. I mean, in the Bulls. 4 tough calls. It was tough. But he is, I think, one of my new highs.
Yeah.
Um,
He's the new Tice. Hustles, plays a little undersized.
Yeah.
Does everything you need. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have really much to say about that game.
My low is I'm still a little disappointed in how I know Brogdon's the sixth man off the bench, but when he is in with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, I'm a little disappointed that they sort of haven't figured out how to play slightly differently. It's almost like
Agreed.
a handoff still. Like it's either he is in isolation, Brogdon, or he hands off to Tatum, and the passing just isn't there. So I'm a little disappointed in how they play together. I just wish that was a little bit better. I think he was a good pickup, and I'm hoping they'll figure it out because obviously
I do like that they're starting Derek White.
I do too. I like
you
Derek
called
White.
that. Yeah.
I like Derek White. I think he plays very good defense, but I think he's in the same position that Brogdon is. I don't think we've seen either of them break out because I think it's really hard to play with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think it is almost like a give and go most of the time, right? Up top, give and go.
Especially because the issue is they basically play as guards.
And
and then when you have two other guards, it's like it benefits you defensively because they're so big and they play as guards, but it's just hard when you have like four guards.
So I'm hoping that changes as the season goes on a little and we see a little more.
Again, Brogdon, I mean, White's only had half a year. Brogdon's had no time, so plenty of time. All right, game 3, 126, 120 win on the road.
In the first two games, I just was going to say, in the first two games, I think by the second half, I felt, even though they're close, somewhat close games, I felt pretty confident. Like I thought they handled that. You knew we were going to win. There was no nail biting kind of in the second half. I think we were pretty well in control.
Yeah, by the third quarter, it was.
Yeah.
Third quarter's our quarter, except for last game, but. So game 3, 126, 120 win over the Magic on the road.
Closer than I would have liked.
I mean the Magic have some players, and it was the back-to-back, so.
Yeah, and no Horford that game, right?
No, this is my high. Huge thumbs up. Horford should not play a back-to-back all year.
Oh yeah, managing. Yeah. No, I understand that. Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
Want him limited. I don't like. I was so worried.
Guy though.
Yeah. I was so worried because Robert Williams said we don't have that big guy that they were just gonna overuse him and just like by the time the playoffs come. But I'm so glad to see him sitting. He shouldn't play back to back all year. He should.
Yeah, and they've managed his minutes, I think, pretty well.
Yes,
every game.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
which has been good. And I think with Grant coming in and
Vonleh is big.
You got a couple.
You can get around it.
You got Blake. You got agreed.
Correct. That is huge. Because come
3
playoff
for 4,
time,
your Hauser, your guy Hauser, 6 minutes, 3 for 4.
Yeah, Hauser. I know the Blake. My preseason question of who's going to get more minutes, Blake Griffin or Sam Hauser, is come down to the wire.
Yeah.
That was a good bet.
Yeah. I think I don't know if he's managing an injury still, Blake Griffin. I'm not sure. I know he was hurt before, but I'm not sure why he doesn't get a few more minutes.
I agree. I think I like the way he plays.
I do too. Like, why not?
He's like unselfish. It's not like he comes in and looks for his shots. He just comes and tries to like make something happen.
Agreed.
The first game, he had a couple tough rebounds.
Yeah. Agreed.
Second chances.
He gets good position. So I'm a little surprised he doesn't play a little more. Yeah. So part of me thinks maybe he's managing
too.
Maybe
I just like having him in our back pocket.
Yeah.
I was a better pickup than I initially thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was I thought that was a good game. Jaylen Brown didn't shoot very well. He was my only. Played 37 minutes and shot the 3 at 16%. Yes, he is. And then, just Jason Tatum's the same way. He's done very well right now, but he was streaky too. So we'll see. 25% for Jaylen Brown in that game too. Overall, field goals. So
White was really good. 27
yes,
points on 10 for 17.
yes, yeah, he was really good. I think he plays very well, and I like his defense.
Solid win on a back-to-back on a team that's probably not going to be very good. Young,
it was
talented,
much closer than I thought it would be. Much closer than I thought they thought it would be. I think this is another one of those intensity games where they don't come in with their, prepared.
Yeah,
and
against a team that's young and just kind of
you don't know the players. Yeah, you don't know the players well. You probably haven't watched a lot of film. They're not supposed to be great, so you're just not. And you could kind of tell when they come out that that's the type of game it is. But anyway, hey, win, we'll take it.
Yeah. All right. And on to Monday night. A 102-120 loss. Third game in a row on the road to the Chicago Bulls. Chicago massacre of Boston. Patriots lose to Bears, get crushed by the Bears. At the same time, not great.
Up 19 in the first quarter.
We could miss. It was like our
that was
our downfall.
Thing. Yeah. Oh, I know.
Oh, he was on fire.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
But our downfall was we shot so well from three.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh, let's just shoot threes all night. And it's like clank, clank, clank. My goodness.
The defense could not have been more horrendous. It was one of those, I think, intensity things where you watch film maybe and the players like on the Warriors, who has to be guarded how. Embiid, I just don't think we paid attention in any way. Like the defense was horrendous. It was it was just not good. And then the tempers, we were like brats, and we got some bad calls. But who should have been screaming? Vonleh. He's the one that got all the bad calls.
Yes,
I mean, he kept it together.
So that somewhat breaking news. I don't know if you've heard in the last hour or two, Grant Williams has been suspended. One game.
He should
be.
You
think?
He's a brat.
Oh, yes, I agree.
He is a brat. Who does he think he is? Preseason, he was getting technicals. He is not.
We gotta get Joe on. He's very anti Grant Williams now on Twitter.
I think he's valuable. Don't get me wrong.
I agree.
He is valuable, but his ego has grown so much.
I agree.
To the point where a few of those previous games, I can't remember which one it was, he wasn't even in the game. He's sitting on the bench and he gets up and he's arguing a call about what's happening on the floor. And I'm thinking, you're not Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum.
No, he wants to be. He's nudging himself into the Draymond character of our team. I think that's the direction he's trying to go, I guess. I mean, that seems that way.
It's going to be like a grouchy teddy bear is what he looks like, right? Grouchy teddy bear. Yeah, he drives me crazy. And he was angry. When he got ejected, he was angry about the call from before, jumping up and down like a crazy person, first of all. And then he came down, got the block, which he was moving, could have gone either way, but he was moving, made the call, and then bumped into the ref. But the worst part is that as he was leaving, he's screaming, and you could read his lips calling her a bitch. That is like, he's just piling it as he's screaming, and on TV you could see him saying and calling her a bitch. Like, what is up with you? I mean, the calls were really very little of a factor. They were shooting well.
Yes.
If this was coming down to, but
we blew a 19-point lead.
Yeah.
The time we were up 19, they crushed us. They won by 18. It's like almost a 40-point difference after that point.
Yeah. No, these calls were, and there were some tough calls. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But he needs to, this is where, and Missoula got ejected too. That was a little.
So the NBA has also redacted his second technical. So they admitted he should not have been ejected. Strange to do.
I think he was just on the floor still, right? He wasn't getting off the floor, and that's why the game was a little chippy.
Redacted it. Yeah.
The game was a little chippy, and I think the players were chippy. Specifically, the Celtics were chippy and really on the refs. I mean, and the Jason Tatum technical. He gets one every time he does the arm, every time. So figure that out. figure out how not to do the arm anymore, because
Mhm.
that's what was. Isn't that
Just
the
go
thing?
to. Yeah.
Like, I think they've stated you're going to get a
Yeah.
technical when you do that. So I'm not sure why that and something else, but they stated it. So figure that out. And he, again, chirps too much for my liking. Like every call, every time he goes 1-on-4 up the middle, doesn't get his call. He's all,
Or 1-on-1. He just misses it. He's still playing.
Yes.
Missed
It
it.
had to be somebody hit me. It had to be, constant. So I think it was chippy anyway. And so I think they don't know Joe Mazzulla, right? So he's kind of like a Vonleh.
The new guy.
We're just gonna call it on you because we don't know you.
Yeah.
But I think he stayed on the court too long. I think that was the whole thing. And Tatum was yelling at the same time that Joe Mazzulla was yelling, and I just kind of, it was it was kind of chippy anyway. But that was a weird one. It was quick. It was really fast. And you know what? I can't remember the ref's name. Mark. I don't know his last name. Anyway, I think it was Mark Davis.
No,
I can't remember his name, but he should have gone over the second time and just said, "Get off the floor. I'm going to give you a second technical." Right? He should have given him that leeway. It was just too fast. It was weird. The whole thing was weird. But again, by that point, everyone was being barked at. Mark Davis,
MARC, Mark.
And he's savvy enough, so he should have been a little more together with the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, at one point, one of the female refs had Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum this tall above, kind of chirping at her. And, I think they were frustrated. And
Yep.
But lack of intensity. I think it's one of those games similar to last year where we lost. We win all these really hard games against great teams, and then we go in and we're.
But it was just so strange because we were
prepared,
so dominant in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
Well, and
came out
and then all
fire.
the more reason to kind of let yourself down.
Yeah, mentally check out and just.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's a wake up call.
Some of these teams, it's going to be such an interesting year. Really is.
Yeah.
Some of these teams,
the East is just brutal.
Yeah, West too.
There's no games off.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I mean, somebody was talking about the Spurs. Didn't they beat somebody big? Really big last night?
I don't remember. Yeah.
And then the Kings have had some close games, very unexpected sort of. But the Cavs are not going to be easy. It's going to be a hard game.
No, they're good
this Friday. But I'm excited. Looking forward to this season. I think there's a lot to look forward to. I think Mazzulla needs to step in a little bit and rein in the tempers, and that's going to be hard as the new coach. And one of them has
they beat your Timberwolves and the Sixers.
Who did?
The Spurs.
Yeah, kind of crazy. But yeah, I've been looking at the different scores and the different games, and it's shocking. And today on ESPN, they were talking about the Lakers. When are they going to get their first win? And one prediction was they're going to go 0-7. 0-7, and they'll get their first win on whoever they play November 7th or something like that. But they're going to so it's going to be interesting. And that just has to be tough to swallow, right? If you're LeBron James. Yeah. That is hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I think big picture, I like the Celtics start. I thought we would slump to start the season, to be honest. No Robert Williams, long year last year, quicker off season than usual, going all the way to the finals. I just thought we would I thought we would slump a little bit, but intensity was good from the beginning. I mean, with the exception of, that really the second half of last game.
Yeah.
I like.
Agreed.
I like how everyone's playing. I don't have too many complaints. I think compared to the start of last year.
Yes.
Thumbs up.
I just need a few more passes. We have some good passers.
Correct.
So I would like to see a few more.
We look like the same team as the second half of last year.
Yes.
Which is
100%. And I think defense is better. Like I said, I think in the first few games, Tatum's rebounding.
Thank God.
he's like, I think our top rebound guy right now. Highest
Yeah.
rebounds, and
And it
his
sounds
defense.
like Robert Williams going to be out a while. So
Yeah, I thought.
I heard like
Till
All-Star break.
Oh wow, I heard after
Yeah.
Christmas anyway, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
Well,
another month or so, but
Vonleh, we have
keep him out
Vonleh,
if we plan like this.
Blake. Yeah,
Let's let him
I
get
think
healthy.
Antetokounmpo.
Again, the good teams.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, the good teams, the Bucks, the Warriors, they're waiting for the playoffs. They're big picture. They're thinking big picture, and we should start to do the same.
Yes. Agreed.
And yeah, nothing. I mean, looking ahead, what do we got? Cavs on Friday. Washington Sunday, Cavs again Wednesday. 2 home games, then away. Cleveland at home, Washington at home, Cleveland away.
Washington's played pretty well for a couple games, haven't they? What is their record? Didn't they just beat somebody?
Let's see.
They
beat our Pistons.
Cavs. Didn't they beat the Cavs?
They lost to the Cavs. They
they
beat the Bulls.
Handily, right?
No, it's close. 102-100.
Okay.
They crushed our bad boys.
Pistons.
Yeah, they're 3-1. They beat the Pacers too, but the Pacers are real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a win. They're not great.
Yeah. Interesting.
Nothing else for me. Yeah.
Nothing else.
I think that's it. We'll be caught up. So we play the Cavs twice. So maybe we plan on recording next Thursday after that Cavs game.
Yes.
Have another 3 in the docket. Probably what we'll start doing 3-game bunches from now on. We'll look for a guest.
Yes.
We'll have a guest on next episode.
Yes.
That's
Joe
a half
Mazzulla,
guarantee.
I know you're listening. Similar to Udoka last year.
Oh, Ime's definitely listening. What's Ime
Real?
doing? Where is
Ime?
Ime is probably our biggest fan now.
Where is Ime?
He's anonymously tweeting at me. Where's the episode? It's got nothing to do.
Where's Ime? Reel those boys in, Joe. Reel those boys in. Couple specifically. Grant Williams.
I like Mazzulla so far.
Yeah, I think he's fine. Like I said, I think the hardest part is
he's the youngest coach.
Chirpiness. Yeah.
Crazy. I didn't know that.
Chirpiness.
I think
I'd like to see less chirp. He and the Bulls coach, both 34. Isn't that
no?
Oh no, there's one
Jazz
other one
coach
that's a little
who was our
older.
Jazz coach. Who was our assistant? Who was our top assistant last year?
Oh yes, not the Bulls coach. Yes, Hardy. Yeah.
Billy.
They were talking about him. Yeah,
older.
He's a little bit older. Yeah.
Yeah. They're the 2 youngest. Both were with us last year.
Yeah, it was during the Bulls game. They were comparing and talking about the 2. That's what it was. Yeah. So hopefully reel those little chirpy egos in just a little bit. So less technicals, right? You don't need those on top of losing a game. So play the game, play focused. And that was a Brad Stevens thing. I think he worked extremely hard on having them chirp less and focus on the game. And I'd like that message to come out again.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's whispering in Joe's ear, like, okay, we're not the bad boys of Detroit.
Day trader Brad.
Yeah. All right. That's it.
That's
all I got. That's all I have.
I promise we're going to weekly. I'm done moving. I have Wi-Fi. I've got this little projector to watch the games on now. Right here.
No floral background anymore?
No floral background. I'm on a chair. I'm not on the floor anymore.
Nice.
Laptop's on a suitcase. So we're not there yet, but we'll get some decorations back here. We'll spice it up. Production value is slowly, it can't get any worse. We're slowly going up.
We will go up.
All right. So we'll be around next week with a guest. We haven't had a guest in a while.
Yeah.
A trilemma. 3 games.
and a
3
guest.
fans.
Yeah.
I think I'll try to get Cody. I'll see what he's doing. Haven't had him on yet.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, this has been Shamrock Talk. We are worldwide. You can find us everywhere at Shamrock Talk Pod on Twitter, at Shamrock Talk on Instagram, Shamrock Talk Facebook, YouTube. We now own shamrocktalk.com.
Woo.
So we'll get a website going. That's all I got. You can follow me at Mr. Caniac on all platforms. And we will see you next week. Go Celtics.
Smell the Cavs. Go Celtics.